What's going on, Canes fans? Man, it feels good to be back. Not that we really went anywhere, right? Let's be real. Not that we actually even went anywhere, but it's been a hot minute. It's been a stream or two since we took some phone calls. How the heck are you guys feeling tonight? Man, it's good to see your faces in here. Chris Brown is in the building. Now, what do you guys, we did a little redecorating around here. What do you guys think? How many of you thought that the helmets were stickers? Let's be real. Just man up, own up to it. How many of you thought the helmets were stickers and didn't realize that they were the real deal? Authentic game day equipment. That's right. Throw that bad boy on. Strap me up. Put me in. Mama Coop is in the building. So what do you guys think? Real talk. We got the orange. We got the green. We got my good friend, good buddy over here, Manny Diaz, hanging out with us, rocking the Canes cartel chain. Good times. Man, it's about to be crazy this year. It's about to be insane. Young Jedi Kane in the building. What's going on, man? Chris Brown. I got to give a shout out to DJ Canes with the $4.99 donation, man. I appreciate that before everything even got started. What's going on, David? And Justin Ross pulling the trigger on the join button, becoming a member of the Canes fam. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the support. So tonight, the idea tonight is it's all about you guys. You are going to call in and give your season prediction, what you think the record would be, and I'm not going to be too picky on it. So what I mean by that is you could call in and say, Coop, we're going 11-0. Click, done, and that's all you want to do. Or you could say, Coop, we're going 10-1. Here's who we're losing to, and here's why. If you could put a little bit of meat on the bone, that'd be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty sweet if you could do that. Just to kind of give us a brief idea, but I'm going to try to keep phone calls about 5 minutes apiece. And we're just going to get as many people in as possible. Also, I have one more quick announcement. We're up to 50 people. It's good to see you guys. I've got one more announcement. You guys already know what's coming. I know. Let me pull it up. Let's see here. All right, it ain't going to let me pull it up, so I'm just going to show you guys. Yep, 24/7 Canes. Hey, listen. I know I've been throwing it in your face every video, but the Coach Coop merch is officially live, and so much work went into this. So much. The first one is the garbage can Coop, which, by the way, no one has ordered yet. Nobody wants a shirt with my face on it. Hey, listen, it's all good, all right? It's all good. Nothing but love. We've also got... I knew it'd be the lowest seller. Let's just be real, right? It's got Coop's face on it. The next one is the Huddle Up tee. You know, you guys that have been around, you know what that's all about. My personal favorite. We're just waiting for a couple more people to roll up in here. That's it, guys. My personal favorite, the 5 and counting drip tee. I think this one's pretty sick. This one, if you're looking to get some attention, all right? If you're looking to get some attention, rock this shirt right here. You will have people come up to you and say, what is that about? What is that? They will approach you and ask. Miami fans already know what it's about, but I think that one's pretty sweet. And then the last one that's available, I didn't actually have this one. So you guys haven't seen this one in person. I didn't have this one when I made my last video. The Rep the UT with the graffiti font. I had some professional artists go in and draw these up. They're high quality. I went with a company that creates shirts that I myself would want to wear. As you can see, I'm rocking it right here. Is it weird that I'm wearing a shirt with my face on it? Nah, let's not make it weird, right? So once again, it's good to see you guys in here. Hurricane Logan, man, I appreciate you being here, bro. 24/7 Canes. Randy, Coop have hats? No hats yet. No hats yet. Maybe in the future we might do that. But we're looking to bring the phone calls back. So let me get a couple of things pulled up. I want to give you my quick breakdown. Once again, for those of you that missed the video, I'm going to give you my quick, condensed, short season prediction and just kind of let you know where I stand with it. And I do have one more brief little bit of news that looks like information that's coming out on Twitter that you guys have probably already seen,
This
but
is what
could
it
be a
takes
bummer for some people.
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
10-1 this season. Go Coop and go Canes.
10-1. Greg Bush, thank you for the $5, bro. Who's the loss to? Who's the loss to? That's what I want to know. Thank you for the $5, bro. And Hurricane Logan, becoming a member of the Canes fam once again. Appreciate you, bro. That U's going to look good by your name. I love it. Bergie, it's good to see you. He says, I wear shirts with my face on it all the time. All right, good. So it's not weird. Good deal. Rod G also with the 5. I have a throwback shirt. Don't be a fan later. Yes, those will be making a reappearance later this year, Rod G, potentially. Maybe. Make it special edition. You know, Mama Coop says, is that mine? Mama Coop, I will get yours on the way. I promise.
To wear the U
and it'll have your son's face on
helmet.
it.
Coop, I have a throwback shirt.
So,
don't be a fan later.
Here's
Room
what we're going to look
killer.
at. Hey, thank you, Rod G. A lot of work went into it. It really did. I know you guys have probably already seen this, but University of Miami students will not be allowed to go to Hurricanes football games when they begin their season. Now, how many games this means, I don't know yet. They're not being real specific. But for now, for the time being, University of Miami students will not be able to go to the games. Also, for many of you, this might be a bummer. We already knew there was no tailgating, but also no alcohol will be served at Hard Rock Stadium for University of Miami games. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let me know. It's rough. I'm going to be real with you. Before we dive into this, one more thing. What did you, season ticket holders, what did you guys decide to do? I'm going to be real with you up front. I rolled mine over to 2021. There's too much uncertainty. Where did the siren go, Coop? It'll be there. It'll be right under the helmets when the games start. Ordered the drip shirt yesterday. I appreciate the love, David. Thank you for that, man. I rolled my season tickets over, so I do not have season tickets for the 2020 season. There's just too much. For students, it's only the first 2 games. I got you. Yeah, it doesn't say how many days. So first 2 games, I got you. Rollover says 24/7 Canes. Yep, that's what I did. That's what I did. Now, the thing is you got to also realize that a lot of teams are saying no fans, period. I believe that Pitt said no fans. North Carolina said no fans. So we're actually kind of in a unique position here. I guess maybe given that we play in an NFL stadium, so we can go by what the Dolphins say, what Hard Rock Stadium says, puts us in kind of a weird spot, I guess. But a lot of college teams are going to say no fans. Where did I get the helmet? I got it from a place called Gridiron. I believe it was Gridiron is where I got it, the white one. And I got the black one on eBay. Like the new background. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, bro. So I want to give you guys a quick breakdown on what my 2020 final season prediction is. I think you guys have already seen it, but I'll show it one more time. Appreciate that, AJS. Thank you, man. So I'm predicting at this time, I want you to keep in mind, everybody, and I said this in my last video, to not give other YouTubers a real hard time with their season predictions and stuff. This is assuming that everyone stays healthy, no one gets the coronavirus and has to quarantine, because that's something we need to talk about. We potentially could have players that could test positive. Fingers crossed, hopefully not, right? I'm not putting those bad vibes or juju out there, but I'm just saying that it could happen. So this is assuming that everyone stays healthy, everyone gets to play week to week. I've got 9-2 or 8-3, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm leaning more towards 8-3 right now. And we can do a quick breakdown on why I feel this way if you guys want to. I did a full video on it, but the dub with UAB, I mean, beat nobody. Their toughest game was against the Vols, and they lost to them. Yes, I know. Any Gator fans that are in here are going to say Coop, UAB beat LA Tech, yada, yada. I don't even want to hear it. That was a Miami team that didn't give a crap and had completely given up. Hurricane Chris, I don't know, bro. I got the question mark. Louisville, they got good depth at running back. They got Tutu Atwell returning, who still put up, I believe, over 120 or over 150 yards on us last year. It still just won't be enough. We'll take care of business against Louisville. Florida State, you already know where the FSU fans at. Probably none. That's a dub. I'm putting the Clemson game as an L. And hear me out for a second. People are going to tell me, Coop, don't automatically give Miami an L against Clemson. What are you doing? I've thought long and hard about it. I've looked at their depth chart, returning players. I think that we get out coached here. I think that we maybe even build up an early lead and get some excitement and some momentum, but we come up short, or we have a heartbreaker and we lose it in the end. We have maybe an opportunity for like a game-winning drive and we just can't pull it through. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it right now. Pitt, we barely beat them in 2019, 16-12. Kenny Pickett returns. They have a good defensive line. That's going to be a battle to watch. Miami's D-line versus Pitt's D-line. That's going to be interesting, but I'm still putting it as a W for Miami. Virginia, well. No more Bryce Perkins. Just so happened to be the quarterback. Just so happened to lead the team in rushing yards. Competed in the ACC championship. Got demolished by Clemson. I think we actually win pretty big in this game, as a matter of fact. Hey, Lenoris, what's going on, bro? How are you tonight? Let's see. And I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to call in and give your predictions. I don't know why it didn't load the W here. NC State Wolfpack, you guys come in, get your booty kicked, collect your check, and we'll head back down to Miami. That game's a dub. That's what happened. This messed up. I'm sorry, guys. This is not the right hold up. That's why everyone's saying an L to Georgia Tech. This is wrong. Hold on. That's completely wrong. Wow. What a fail. Let me show you my season prediction. Oh my gosh. That's why you guys, I was like, why are you guys putting L to Georgia Tech? What are you talking about? Let me just pull up my video and just freeze it so you guys can see. Oh my goodness. No wonder you guys were freaking out. Here we go. All right. Early season prediction. I ain't going to make you watch it again. This is the correct one. NC State dub. Virginia Tech is where I have the L. Thank you for the flags, Rachi. Virginia Tech is who I have the L to. How do you guys feel about that? Hendon Hooker returns. It's in Blacksburg. I think we get caught sleeping here. I'm serious. I think we beat down NC State, and then I think that we take an L in Blacksburg. What's going on, Ty? Now, again, feel free to argue this when you call in. Then Georgia Tech, no, guys. Georgia Tech, we handle business. Georgia Tech still ain't going to be any good. That's a dub. Wake Forest, they're hard to judge. They beat North Carolina last year. They led the ACC in third down conversions last year. Up and down. But I'm still giving us a dub. That's in North Carolina. We're going to come out with the victory. And the big question mark game for me, obviously, is North Carolina. How healthy are we at this point in the season? Final regular season game. Sam Howell. Mac Brown. How much is the depth going to play a part here when North Carolina rolls into town? I have this game circled. I think there's going to be a lot riding on this game. Because for me, I feel like when we're talking ACC championship game, 4 potential contenders we're talking about here in no particular order are Clemson, Miami, North Carolina, and as much as it hurts to say this, Notre Dame, if you take a look at their schedule. And again, remember that it's going to be one giant ACC. So the 2 teams with the most wins in the ACC are going to be playing in the ACC championship. Hey, Burgos with the $5. Appreciate the love, bro. Thank you for that, man. So what do you guys think? I can't believe that I messed that up and was sitting here showing you guys the wrong one. That's how embarrassing is that? No, Logan, dropped the phone and it cracked. Hopefully it wasn't an expensive phone, bro. It wasn't one of those new iPhones, was it? I hope not. So that's what I'm looking at is 9-2 or more realistically 8-3. I'm hoping not 8-3 because that could potentially push us out of the ACC championship game. Do I think that Miami could win a national championship in 2020? I don't think it's the year. No, and that's a bold prediction and that's an early prediction because one of the things I want you guys to seriously keep in mind is this season could be up and down. As I said, we don't know. Imagine a scenario where, let's say, De'Aaron King is everything we wanted him to be, and he balls out the first 3 weeks. Then during our bye week, he tests positive for coronavirus and has to quarantine for 2 weeks and misses the Clemson game. You see what I'm saying? So there could be some really unique circumstances. We got to be willing to roll with the punches this season and just take it for what it is and do what we can. Will there even be a national championship for the 2020 season? I don't even flipping know. You got the which one is it? The Big Ten, who now says that they want to start playing games, but they want to start after Thanksgiving, that they've changed their mind. Like, I'm just saying. So you got to be willing to roll with the punches this season. I don't know what's going to happen. Speedy says he's saying 11-0 or 10-1. Feel free to call in and make your opinion known, man. Brand new Google Pixel 4 XL. Logan, tell me you had one of those screen protectors on it. The tempered glass ones? Please. Let's keep in mind North Carolina went 7-6 last year, so they're not leaps and bounds better than us. You're right. And that was kind of the thing with North Carolina, Bergie, that was interesting, right? Because there's so much hype talking about North Carolina, but you're right. They went 7-6. How did they end the season? Of course, they beat Miami 28-25. They lost to Wake Forest. They lost to App State. Lost to Clemson, but only by a point. Beat Georgia Tech. Lost to Virginia Tech. 6 overtimes. Beat Duke. Lost to Virginia. What an up and down season. And ended with 3 dubs. Mercer, NC State, and messed up Temple 55-13. So they went out on a high note, I guess you could say, with 3 wins. But they're hard to judge, an up and down season. And as I said, it's kind of the same with Wake Forest. 8-5, so a better record than North Carolina. But they beat North Carolina. Barely beat FSU by 2 points. Barely beat Louisville. What a high-scoring game that was. Barely beat Boston College. Scraped by the hair of their chinny chin chin in several different games. Got spanked by Clemson. Barely beat Syracuse. Barely beat Michigan. Actually, they lost to Michigan State. Lost to Syracuse. Close games. Man, this season is just hard to judge. It's super hard to judge this year. And let me get you up there. A. Burgos for the top dono. I apologize, my friend. And then we're going to get the phone lines open up so that way you guys can call in and give your opinion. It's been so long since we've taken phone calls. It feels good to get back at it again. And thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out and hanging tight for me while I've made some changes to the channel. So you can see I'm going to make some errors and there's going to be some technical difficulties. And that's just kind of part of it since we've made some changes and whatnot. So don't sleep on them, Coop. Sam Howell is the real deal. I mean, North Carolina can be a decent team. They can, which is why on my season prediction, I have that game as a big question mark. Miami, it's going to come down to if we get out coached and honestly just injuries and how we're looking depth-wise when we get to the last game of the season, in my opinion. Let me get the phone line opened up, and you guys can call in, give your opinion, what you think. We can talk it out. As I said, no specific expectations here. So you can call in and just say what the record is and then be done with it. You can call in and give me a little bit of an in-depth explanation if you want, but let's keep them to around 5 minutes or less if possible. If we can do that, that'd be awesome. So the phone line is up in the top left-hand corner of your screen, 865-229-4131. You can give me a call, give your season prediction. That way you can say, I told you. Remember, Coop, when I called in right here? It's going to be here forever on the internet. So this is your opportunity. So let's go. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
A Canes fan.
A Canes fan. All right, bro. So what's your season prediction for the Miami Hurricanes in 2020? Let me have it.
I have them going 9-2, losing to Virginia Tech and Clemson.
9-2 with losses to Virginia Tech and Clemson. Okay. Those are actually 2 of the losses that I have as well, so I can respect that. So you're kind of in the same boat, just don't think that we can take on Clemson and take them down fourth game of the season.
I think we'll get a big run at the end of the game, though.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think that we're going to get blown out by Clemson. I said in my last video, I was like, mark my words, we're not getting blown out by Clemson. But I just don't think that we get the victory. I think again that the coaching is going to play a part. Sunshine is back, so I don't know. We could potentially get set up, I think, for a rematch in the ACC championship as long as we can take on North Carolina at the end of the season. But I'm in the same boat as you. I think that we lose to Clemson early.
Mhm.
And then you said the second loss, Virginia Tech, right?
Yep.
All right. 9-2. Now, would you be happy with 9-2 with losses to Clemson and Virginia Tech? I mean, of course, everybody wants to go undefeated, right? But after a 6-7 season in 2019,
that's a big improvement.
oh yeah, definitely. Okay. All right. So you said, what was your YouTube name again?
It's actually, well, I got like banned, I guess. So it's actually Lisa Fisher on
Gotcha.
the YouTube I'm watching you, but it's not on my actual account.
All right. Sounds good. I just wanted you to be able to go back and be like, see, I told you guys 9-2. All right. So I appreciate the call, man.
All right.
All right. Have a good night. All right. So first prediction of the night is 9-2. That's how we kind of want to do it, guys. You can give a little bit of a breakdown. I might poke and prod a little bit to get you to elaborate. But if you're not comfortable with that, that's okay. Ballard Sports Media, what's going on, man? And if you're not comfortable calling in, that's okay. You can leave it down in the chat. Spam me with it if I don't see it. Spam me with it. Hurricane Logan, I'm holding the line for you, bro. I'm holding the line for you.
On the side of your helmet.
Since I predicted 10 wins, I figured I'd match it with cash. Lol.
Greg Bush, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you for the $10. Top dono on the day. I'm holding the line, Logan. I'm holding the line. Man, it feels so good to be back, guys. I ain't even going to lie. It feels so flipping good to be back. It's going to take me a minute to get back in the swing of things again. But Young Jedi Kane, yeah, call in. If you're trying to call in and it hangs up on you, just try again, guys. I was trying to give Hurricane Logan an opportunity because I feel like he always ends up getting voicemail, like every time. I'm going to call him. Did you change your phone number? Let me see who this is. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
What's up, my brother? It is Hurricane Logan.
It
Yours
is.
truly in the chat favorite.
Did you change your number?
Yes, 305-619-2277.
Gotcha.
That's me.
Gotcha. Okay, that's why, as I say, I don't have your new number saved. I'm going to write it down right now so I can save it if that's cool.
No, if anything, I'll DM you on Twitter. It's all good.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So I might have hung up on you a second ago, thinking I was holding the line for you when actually I was hanging up on you. So my bad.
No worries. Hey, I just wanted to say, man, it's good to see you happy and healthy, and the background looks awesome. Absolutely
I appreciate
awesome.
it. I appreciate it. A lot of work and thought, effort went into that, so I appreciate the kind words.
So I'm the
without
dark horse
further ado, let's hear it. Let's hear it. What does Hurricane Logan think realistically for the 2020 season?
Realistically, and it's hard to do this because of all the changes we have, but
oh yeah,
I have us possibly losing 2 games. And my 2 games that we possibly lose is North Carolina and Clemson. Now, the reason I don't think we lose to Virginia Tech is because everybody knows Virginia Tech is a pretty good team or a decent team. They compete with Miami, but it's at Virginia Tech. And when you look at the coronavirus and the fans not being able to be Virginia Tech's not going to be a full stadium, and that's one of their bread and butters is how their stadium is always going nuts.
It is.
It affects any team, no matter who the team is.
And that's where I'm trying to tell people, as much as we don't want to talk about it, the COVID-19 stuff does play a part in all of this and have an impact on the 2020 season, 100%. Between potentially players having to quarantine with no fans or limited fans at games, it does make a difference. So you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah. I just personally with me, I think if these coaches, I mean, I don't let go a lot of what happened last season, and I think people need to remember what happened last season with what Manny did. I mean, he made a lot of changes, so I can't throw those names in there anymore because we have new and better coaches at those positions. but I feel like this is not going to be a whole, oh, the stadium's too loud, I can't hear, I can't call plays. This is going to be strictly talent and coaching on every game, including Clemson. There's only supposed to be 19,000 players max, fans max at Clemson.
Yeah.
So I think Clemson's the one I really don't know about. I think our secondary is a lot better than people. I think people are underestimating our secondary. Like Marcus Clark, there's a lot of guys that people haven't heard of that are making crazy good plays against this brand new offense that they've never seen even. So I think our secondary is going to surprise a lot of people. And like I said, I don't know with North Carolina. I do think we beat them, but like I said, I'm kind of unsure of it. Clemson is the one that I'm 100% unsure of.
Yeah, now
And I just think we're a little bit behind Clemson when it comes to depth.
Yeah, and I don't think we get blown out by Clemson. I mean, we're not opening with them, so we've had time to kind of feel this offense out a little bit, and also just again feeling out how everything's going to work with all this, with the no fans and with all the COVID-19 stuff. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable game one. So that's what's going to be weird with the Miami UAB game. But luckily, it's starting with UAB. Of course, as always, as Miami fans, you know as well as I do, don't sleep on anybody. But I'm just saying, at least it's UAB. I wouldn't want to open with Clemson, I can tell you that. Not with all these unique circumstances with the 2020 season. That'd be a recipe for disaster.
Exactly.
And I actually do. I like the bye week before Clemson. I know we struggled with that last year, losing all the games off of our bye weeks, but I actually like it this year coming into it.
So do I, and I think as much as literally every bye week last year was a loss and a disaster, including the bowl game, I think with the staff that we have and even just the recruits that we have, these guys are coming in and they're already taking people's jobs. And that's already showing right there that the politics are kind of out of it, and the coaches are letting the kids who are the best be on the field as one. So that's great. But I'm happy that it's Florida State and then Clemson game 3 and game 4. I think that's going to give us time to let our offense kind of settle in and see what we're working with as a team and then as fans viewing it. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, with the way the schedule lays out, I'm pretty in favor of it. I mean, I think it works well for us overall with the way it laid out.
And one thing truly that I wouldn't sleep on, man, is Louisville. Louisville's offense is good, and, you know, Tutu Atwell is Tutu Atwell. Everybody, if you don't know his name, you definitely should if you don't look him up.
Yep. I'm pretty sure he put up, I could double check, I'll look it up, but I think he put up at least like 120 yards on us last year.
He put up good numbers, and it wasn't because our defense was whatever. It was because Tutu Atwell is just a talented kid. He's very fast. And so that's what I'm getting at. I think our defense is going to be better than last year, honestly. I really do, especially because they're going against a fast-paced offense. You know, it's conditioning them a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
We have faster linebackers than we've ever had before. We have way faster linebackers. So I'm excited, man, and it's really hard to make a prediction, but if I were to make one, I'd say North Carolina, we should beat them, but I don't know. Clemson, 100% unsure of. In my honest opinion, I think we're behind Clemson, so it should be a closer game than like your 35-3. And then I think our sleeper is actually Wake Forest, believe it or not.
Okay. I can see that.
I think every season, no matter how good Miami is, even in the 2000s when we were the best, it was Boston College that Ed Reed took an interception and won us the game. You know, that's just a normal thing for any team, really. So we're going to have a sleeper, and I think it's going to be Wake Forest.
All right, I like it. So that's the second 9-2 prediction. That seems to be pretty popular. 9-2, 10-1 is what a lot of people are leaning towards. And yeah, so going back to that real quick, Tutu Atwell last year in 2019, 6 receptions that game, 142 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, that's big. And he had a big run too. I believe he had a 60-plus on us. So he's just quick. But it's all about coaching, and I think between experience on Blake Baker, you know, he's got some time under his belt, and I think our secondary is a little different this year than it was last year, especially with the linebackers. They're faster, and that was one of our biggest issues. You know, Shaq and Pinckney were very book knowledge, great plays on that part, but you'd always see Shaq, mostly Shaq, getting smoked by a Bryce Perkins or somebody. That's not going to happen with Sam Brooks. Not going to happen.
And I'm hoping that
Sam Brooks
McLeod, with some seniority, can step up and help lead some of these younger guys that are coming in at linebacker, hopefully.
I'm happy to have McLeod with them guys, because I think McLeod is going to have a great season, and he definitely deserves it. So it's exciting, and I can't wait, man. I just hope everything keeps going as it's supposed to, and we have a football season, man. That's all
I know.
I'm hoping.
Honestly, at this point, I'm in the same boat as you, man. That's what I keep telling people is we're just doing these predictions and stuff for fun, because seriously, we don't know what to expect out of 2020. Most of us, honestly, are just praying that, I mean, a good season, of course, would be nice, but we're just praying that we can even get through the entire 2020 season with what we've got right now, honestly.
And I'm not going to lie, with the way Miami's handling it, like from literally the president of the university down, I think Miami's doing a pretty good job, and they're doing it the right way. And I think if these other teams, conferences, whatever it may be, if they want to have a season, they need to reach out to teams like Miami who's doing it right, and they're not having crazy cases and stuff, so they can lead from that directive and, make sure they take care of their kids and have a football season, because it's definitely possible.
You got it. All right,
Thank you for letting me call in, man. I'm happy to see you and talk to you, man. Take care.
Absolutely. It's good to hear from you, and thank you for the love and the support tonight, man.
Always, brother. Take care.
All right, have a good one. All right, so that is the second 9-2 prediction. Let me address some of these. I'm seeing you guys' comments. Even if I don't respond while I have somebody on the line, I promise I'm seeing them. Norman Fujioka? I may be butchering that last name, my friend. Norman, thank you for the $5 super chat donation, bro. Putting some U's in the tip jar. I appreciate that, man. Hurricane T2Y blessing us with his presence tonight. Are you going to call in and give a prediction, bro? You don't have to. You can drop it down in the comment section. I'm curious to see what you're predicting. That's 2 9-2 predictions in a row. Dennis Wilson is in the building. Do we have some UCF fans showing up? Is North Carolina that good this year? Ask Raji. North Carolina has the potential to be pretty darn good. Sam Howell wowed a lot of people in 2019. Again, their season turned out to just be okay, ending at 7-6. But there's a lot of serious potential, and they've got a good coaching staff there. So we shall see. So let's get up to the next phone call. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
Hey, Coop, it's Bergie. How you doing, bud?
Bergie, what's going on, man? I feel like I've not talked to you since last season. That's probably true.
Yeah, I know. It really has been that long. You haven't had much of a call-in time going on, so I haven't had much time to call in. But it is good to talk to you again, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Things are kind of turning the corner for me, I feel like. I'm going to be real with you, not trying to be negative. I had a lot of bad stuff happen to me over the last few months, but I'm feeling pretty good. Things are looking good, so I appreciate you asking.
No, man, I'm glad to hear that you're doing good, man. Everything's been rough for a lot of people lately. To hear that, know that you're on your feet, you're doing everything the right way, man, that's a beautiful thing. One thing I wanted to say real quick, I love the new setup in the room. Everything looks fantastic. The one gripe I have with this, and we talked about this the other day, where's the white jersey, my man?
Oh, I know. Well, I'll be completely honest with you. I know it looks finished, right? The wall looks full. But there's still potentially some more changes coming. There's a few things back there that are placeholders. I'll say that. I'll leave it at that for now.
I got you. And I love the Manny Diaz cutout. That's hysterical.
I'm telling you, there's some potential interviews coming soon with my man Manny Diaz back here. I'm just giving maybe some halftime interviews or something. All right, I'm just giving you a heads up, a little spoiler alert. So.
What would be funny is if you can get the cutout and get some different facial expressions for him for different games and such. That would be great.
Oh, jeez. I've got some exciting stuff planned. So, all right, Bergie.
All right, so on to the games. I'm kind of stuck in that 9-2 rut myself. That kind of sounds like the perfect storm of a prediction. And the reason being, I'm going to say, obviously I got to go with a loss to Clemson and I'm going to say that as a conditional loss, only because until we show that we can hang with them, how else can you call it anything but a loss? Because, look what happened the last two games we played against them. We got smoked. There's no other way to look at it. So I'm just saying until, if the game starts, we're doing good. Okay, I might change it up. But until we show we can hang with them, I got to call that a conditional loss for right now.
You make
as far as the other game,
because maybe once we
Go
see
ahead.
Miami versus, I know that UAB's wouldn't be as good as Clemson. Louisville's not going to be as good as Clemson. FSU's not going to be as good as
Right.
Clemson. Let's be real. But as you said, all we have to go off of is the way last year went, which if we went off the way last year went, oh boy, let's not even go there. And then
I
what
don't even
we're
want to look at that.
expecting based on some new guys that we've got in here, the new offense, all that good stuff. So, again, we're doing a lot of assuming, but we have to at this point right now.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is about the way that they're doing this season is, we're jumping right into the meat of the schedule right from the onset. I mean, we're getting a UAB game is more or less a warm-up game, and then it just gets rolling, and it doesn't stop. And that's a good thing because we need that. And that's what's going to prime us for Clemson, and I believe Clemson's week 4, if I'm correct. So
Yes.
that's a good
After
thing.
a bye week, yep.
So, yeah, that's the other thing that scares me, but I didn't want to say that either, the bye week curse. So we're not going to get into that.
We're breaking that this year. We're breaking it this year. No more
I
losing
hope
after
so.
every single bye week.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
All right, so now the second game, I have that. I'm not even going to name a team because I have no idea based on the way things are. I'm just going to call that as a WTF game because every season it seems like something stupid happens. I hate saying that, but we see it every season. There's always something dumb that happens at some point in the season, and you're left sitting there scratching your head going, WTF. So that's how I'm counting the second loss, is just as a WTF game that we're just going to sit there going, really? That just happened? So that's kind of where I'm at with my prediction.
Yep. And that's actually what my
helmet.
Virginia Tech
Hope
loss
you and
is.
your family are doing well, Coop.
Is a WTF loss. After we spank NC State, at that point we only have a loss to Clemson, so we're thinking, okay, we're doing pretty good, right? We're going to set up for a rematch against Clemson ACC championship, and then we get caught sleeping on BT. Now, again, that's a very bold prediction, and as we already discussed, disclaimer, we don't have to throw those out there. But that would be my surprise my WTF loss, like you're saying.
I understand the thought process behind that, but I really think that we're not going to lose that game, or I should say that game, like the Georgia Tech game. I think those games we're going to start to turn the corner on because I'm still not confident in Justin Fuentes as a coach, but that's just me. So I don't really think Virginia Tech is going to be as much of a problem. I think it's going to be one of the other teams that are coming from the other conference, say NC State or Wake Forest. That might be where we might see the second slip up. I'm just assuming, but to me, that's kind of what it is. And as far as Georgia Tech, forget it. I'm sorry. We're not losing to Georgia Tech this year. I don't care. I hope if I look stupid because it happened, I'm saying right now, we're not losing to Georgia Tech this year. Forget it. It's not happening.
There were some unique, unfortunate circumstances during the 2019 season that we all would like to forget, but thankfully, it's hopefully led to better and brighter futures because of it. So,
I think so. I mean, look at what we did in the off season with the staff changes and everything. I mean, if you can't get excited about what's coming this season, I don't know what to tell you, man. But I'm pumped, man. I really am. And just real quick before I hang up, I just want to give a special shout out to the recruiting today and picking up Chase Smith, another huge pickup, man. And I hope that this 2021 class sticks together, because if this class sticks together as is right now, my God, we got a freaking great team coming in the next few years. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, Coop, I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate
finish what you're saying.
I was just going to say, taking a look, I've pulled up on the screen the 24/7 Sports 2021 team rankings. Currently, Miami now sitting at number 8. Florida,
and
we're coming for you at number 5. All right, I just want to put that out there.
Absolutely. Hey, Coop, it was a pleasure talking to you, man, and we'll do this again real soon.
Hey, sounds good, Bergie. Always good to hear from you, my friend.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Bye-bye. So, the third prediction for 9-2. 9-2 is very popular. Eric Finkelstein with the $2.99 says, hope you and your family are doing well, Coop. Thank you so very much, Eric. Thank you for the $2.99. I really appreciate that, man. And we're doing okay, all things considered. Hurricane Logan says, people need to remember our kicking game last year, no matter how bad the offense was. Keep that in mind, guys. We've got Jose Borregales hopefully stepping up. I think in scrimmage 1, what was it? He hit a 49-yarder, I believe. and got all of his extra points. I mean, listen, I know that other fan bases make fun of us, but it feels good to have Louis Headley. I think could improve greatly this year as our punter. It was an upgrade already from Fearless Feagles last year, huh? So this year I think that Headley could do even better. And then, of course, I'm very happy to have Jose Borregales on the squad for sure. So let's see. Oh, we got some FSU fans in here. Oh, boy. Get his facial expression. Oh, boy, Logan. Oh, boy. I could go a lot of places with that. I could go a lot of places. Is All About the U83 in here? Has All About the U83 blessed us with his presence as well? We got Hurricane T2Y, All About the U83. That's awesome, man. It's good to see you guys if that's the case, if he is here. If somebody, guys, if I don't see your message, just spam it at me. Just throw it at me until I see it. If the YouTube robot lady gets mad at you and bans you, I'll unban you, okay? Don't worry about it. Let's go to the next caller. South Georgia, Kane. Becoming a member of the Canes fam. I appreciate that, bro. How are you tonight, man? What's going on? Who we got on the line?
247.
247. What's going on, man? It's good to talk to you again.
Same. It's good to see you. So let me tell you a little bit about Virginia Tech since you're a little bit worried about that game. All right, people forget about last year. Jaron Williams threw 3 interceptions to put us in a hole early. I'm not saying it was the kid's completely, it was completely his fault, but, that's the thing that I don't think will happen this year. And also Bud Foster, is not there anymore. So if that makes you feel a little better.
Those are, I mean, all things considered, those are kind of some big shoes to fill.
Right. Now, also, if you think about it, Miami does bad, not bad, but we're not such a great team on the road, and we're not such a good team when it comes to, the weather. So when Miami plays, I believe when it's a cold game or under 60 degrees, I forgot what the record is, we're not too good when that.
It's pretty embarrassing.
So exactly. So I hope to turn that around this year. Meaning, and we got to play Virginia Tech in November, and we also got to play Wake Forest, I believe, at the end of the season. So, and that's away as well. So those are the 2 games that worry me. But, overall, I think I'm going to have to agree with some people on the show that have already said 2 to 3 losses.
Okay.
I'm hopeful for, 11-0. But, just being realistically speaking, Clemson obviously is what everybody's worried about. I actually think it's going to be a lot closer game than people think. I actually think it'll be like maybe an 8-point spread or a 6-point spread, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'm actually with you on that as well.
Right. But I don't think it'll be, I hopefully, Borregales makes the game-winning kick.
Yeah.
And it's such a great game. We could look back in the history books and be like, this is the year that Miami got over the hump and, turned everything around.
Yeah, that'd feel good. I ain't gonna lie.
Game. Yeah. But the games that really concern me are the Clemson and UNC games. UNC has Sam Howell. Yep. Sam Howell, that guy is the real deal. And, if he has a bad game, yeah, sure, we could blow them out. But if he has a good game and starts tearing us apart, and we're not doing our part on defense, then that's what really concerns me. We could get picked apart by their offense. So.
Yep. And at that point,
that's just my general thoughts about that.
Being the last game of the season, there's potential that we're kind of beaten and battered. We don't know. Unfortunately, who could be injured or dealing with injuries at that point in the season. And I get same goes for them as well, of course. But that could definitely be a dangerous game, and there could be a lot riding on that game, which makes it even tougher potentially.
Exactly, and I'm glad you're thinking proactively because since it's being one of the last games of the season, depending on how the season shapes up, for every other team and including us, that could decide a lot of people's futures. So a lot of people will
Mm-hmm.
start opting out. So yeah, so that's why it's a big question mark, just like you said, it Coop. So I mean, I got 9-2, maybe 8-3, but I'm more optimistic about 9-2 this year than I am about
Okay.
8-3.
All right. I like it. Again, that seems to be, as you already said, a very popular, that 9-2, 8-3, which again is exactly where I fall in, 9-2, 8-3. We're just kind of all a little different on our opinions on where those wins and losses come from, which is good. That's kind of the idea of this, so everybody can call in, speak their mind, and give out their opinion on it. So, 247, I appreciate you calling in, my friend. If you've got any closing statements, you can go for it.
I do. I do. I think the staff is doing a great job in recruiting. That pickup on Chase Smith is great. The kid could play, both on offense and defense.
Yep.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit quickly on Chase Smith. I know obviously he's here to play defense, either outside linebacker or striker, but the kid could flat out ball on offense as well. Like, I mean, I saw flashes of Andre Johnson, catching the ball. And I don't mean Andre Johnson as a pro. I mean Andre Johnson as, the guy coming out of high school straight into college, and the guy that played in a Miami uniform. So that's who I see. I see flashes of it, and I see his Andre Johnson potential in Chase Smith in case, he was given an opportunity on offense. The kid is that talented. All right. He's that talented. He's that special. And, he's probably one of the most athletic players that we have on that 2021 class.
All right, now
That's all.
you're gonna have to calm down. I'm already hyped on the 2021 class. You're gonna push me over the edge. All right. I've got him pulled up here. 6'3", 190, 4-star out of Palm Bay, Florida. All right.
Kid ran track. The kid ran track. He's a multiple sport athlete. He also played basketball, and his dad went to the U. He played tight end, and he was drafted into the NFL. So, I mean, those are traits of an NFL prospect already, and having bloodlines already. So,
yep.
We're getting ourselves a great player. So I'm very thankful for the staff working hard and making sure he stays home. Well,
Absolutely.
stays home, according to, his dad that came over here.
Right.
So this technically should be home for him.
Gotcha.
Anyways, Coop, thank you for having me on, man. I love that shirt. The Rep to You shirt. I'll be wearing it soon.
Hey, I appreciate the support, man. Thank you for calling in tonight.
Hey, have a good day, Coop.
You too. All right, bye-bye. So that 247 coming in with the 9-2. We're 8-3, but leaning towards 9-2. I'm keeping track here. I'm writing down what you guys are saying. Let me take a look at some more of the chat that I might have missed here. Cynthia says 10-1 or 9-2. Okay. Rooster, you guys are talking about Rooster. Man, I'm a huge fan of Jalen Knighton. Cameron Harris is RB1, but Jalen Knighton, I believe, could almost even make a push for that number 1 spot. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't know if you're going to agree with me or not on that, but I think that he could potentially slowly pick up more reps even over Cameron. I'm just saying. I know that might sound like crazy talk to some of you, but I'm just putting it out there. All right. With Lashley and King, the offense will feast. I hope you're right, South Georgia Kane. I can't wait to see it in action against UAB. And thankfully, once again, that the first game is UAB to kind of give us an opportunity to get things rolling, right? Get everything clicking. So you guys are more than welcome to call in, 865-229-4131. Give your opinion. Give your season prediction. It can be short and sweet. You can just tell me 9-2 and then hang up, or you can dive in and we can talk about it a little bit. South Georgia Kane, thank you for the $5, bro. Appreciate that.
To you on the side of your helmet.
What's going on? Who we got on the line?
Coop, how we doing? It's your boy E on the phone.
What's up? How are you tonight, man?
I'm doing well. First things first, just wanted to hope you and your family are doing well during this time. Success, nothing less, and just striving for a good day tomorrow.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
So, you know why you're calling in to discuss your season prediction for the 2020 season. So I'm going to give you the floor, and I want you to let everybody know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Be straight up, realistic, honest.
All right. Well, honestly, I'm actually a student at Miami, and so
Okay.
I'm someone who gets to go and actually see the athletes on campus. Right now, COVID and all of that, they're isolating themselves and making themselves ready for game time. But what I've been seeing, what I've been hearing, I am going to put it out there. I really think this could be a 10-1 season. I really do.
All right, the first 10-1 prediction on the night. Okay.
Yep. And I know I may be sounding over optimistic, but let's just break it down here. I think that the offensive stats that have been told to us lately from the past two scrimmages are a complete 180 to what we saw on the field in 2019. And what we saw last year was a defense that was struggling because their offense wasn't performing to what they needed to do. But defense, day in and day out, they were grinding each time. You saw the stats, and we still had those top 10 numbers in total overall defense in the CFP. Now, what I've been hearing is that with quarterbacks like De'Ara King, with new running backs in there, with Don Chaney and Jalen Knighton, and other characters in those special positions, it's a totally new locker room. And I think that's the first key that is needed at Miami in order to be that more successful team. And I really think that Coach Diaz and the entire staff had done an amazing job in creating a new atmosphere and a new sense of urgency in that locker room. And I really think it's going to translate this year starting.
And that you do make a good point. That is huge. One of the big things that fans of opposing teams always throw in my face is, well, you're still stuck with that sucky coach Manny Diaz and the staff that he has, when they're not taking into account, again, we don't know what's happened in 2020 yet. It hasn't happened yet. But he has went out and made the necessary changes. He's brought in new people. And as you said, with mentioning the locker room, that is huge. That's big time, because that's something that we've struggled with for several seasons, it seems like.
Absolutely. And anyone who goes and says to fire Coach Diaz after 1 year, they really just don't know or haven't seen other college football coaches' success in their first years. Look at Coach Dabo Swinney. You could also see Coach Nick Saban. All of their first seasons at their respective schools also didn't turn out the way that they expected it. However, they were able to go and turn their programs around, and next thing you know, they're multiple winning championships. And so that's the same type of mentality that I think Coach Diaz has implemented into their players, and I think it's definitely then translated into the recruiting cycle. So I don't want to get too far into the 2021 and further on recruits, but you definitely see a positive trend as it is continuing on. And I really think that recruiting and also that will to, play for the University of Miami is going to be translated on the field. Now, who we're going to lose to, I mean, listen, Clemson is a fantastic team, and I think everyone out there has them as favorites. I have to say that's most likely to be. I think that there are.
So you're going with the loss to Clemson. All right.
I have the loss with Clemson. I think there are opportunities to see possibly it go in our favor, but it would have to be where our defense is locked down, shutting down Trevor Lawrence with Quincy Roche, getting on his tail every single play, and our offense just being the most explosive metal machine we have ever seen. However, that's in a perfect world, and I would love to see it. I just don't think we'll see it this year, just yet.
Yeah.
Now,
and see, that's where a lot of people come at me, and I get it. Like, Clemson's not invincible. Clemson's not unbeatable, obviously. We've seen it. They beat North Carolina last year by 1 point. They did. I realize it's LSU, but I'm just saying they did lose to LSU. They can lose football games. It can happen. They're not an unbeatable team. But as you said, I'm kind of in the same boat. I just don't think it happens game 4 in the 2020 season this year for us.
Right. And I don't think anyone in their right mind necessarily does. But, crazier things have happened in football, So
and my tone may change by the time that rolls around this season. Like once we go again, it's not the same level of competition when you're talking UAB and Louisville and FSU, in my opinion, at least not at this point. But my opinion may change on it after I see this Miami squad in 2020. I don't know. This is all, again, I don't have to say disclaimers. I don't know why I keep doing it, but this is all just kind of assuming, right, before we can actually see the team in action, because everything's been so limited anyways, even with clips and stuff this offseason with everything. We don't get to see a lot of tape. We don't know a lot of stats. So we have to assume a lot.
No, of course. But I really think this year is going to be the revenge tour, and every team that we were supposed to beat, it's going to be a fun time watching us go onto their field and stomp them. I know, especially for a team like UNC, everyone has us as the underdog for that, and I find that foolish. I really think that's a game that we're going to go out there, and that's going to be a game that everyone's going to say, why did we choose UNC for this game? I really, really think that as much as I respect Coach Mac Brown and Sam Howell as they are, I really do think Miami has the pieces necessary in order to go there and create a very significant win for that program.
I hope you're right, my friend, and I would absolutely be ecstatic with a 10-1 season. With the only loss coming to Clemson, that would most likely set us up for a potential rematch maybe in the ACC championship game. So I like it. The first 10-1 prediction on the night. I appreciate you calling in, my friend.
Absolutely. Take it easy now.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right, so our first 10-1 prediction. If you're trying to get in, guys, just keep on calling. When multiple calls try to come through at the same time, I don't know how it decides who comes in first. So Greg Bush says second 10-1 prediction. That was your prediction very early this evening. So you're saying 10-1 as well, Greg? Okay, all right. So that's two 10-1s. Young Jedi Kane is saying 10-1. Young Jedi Kane, you can call in, bro. You can call in. You know the people want to hear your opinion. Let's see. I appreciate the kind words, Jason. A lot of work went into the background, man. I appreciate that. So let's go on to the next one. Here we go. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
This is a UNC fan, and I just wanted to give my prediction for y'all.
Okay, a UNC fan. So from an opposing team's fan point of view, this is good. I like this. So what's your YouTube name, bro?
King of the Court Gaming.
King of the Court Gaming. Okay. I'll make a note of everybody who's calling in and giving their predictions. So from a North Carolina fan, go ahead. Hit me with it. Let everybody know what your prediction for the Miami Hurricanes would be for the 2020 season.
So I'm going to give you a game-by-game prediction.
Okay,
right.
You can do that.
So with the UAB Blazers, I think y'all are going to blow them out going into the season. Because I think y'all are going to be hyped going into the season. It's at Hard Rock Stadium. I don't think they have any chance because they don't have any talent compared to Miami's this year.
Right, yeah, it's kind of hard to match them up, just to be honest, because, again, one of their biggest games last season was against the Tennessee Vols, and they lost that game. They didn't really beat anybody else that's a good football team.
Yeah, it's kind of like that game against FIU. Like, they could win the game, but, like, it's not really – they can't compare with talent.
All right, so that's 1-0 start. Moving on to Louisville.
Louisville, I have y'all winning. I think it'll be a little closer game, and I hope y'all don't sleep on them because I like Miami in football, but I hope y'all don't sleep on them. But y'all like going off of that big win, but I think y'all will pull away with this game.
All right, 2-0. The in-state rivalry matchup, Florida State. What are you thinking?
Y'all are gonna whoop their tails this year.
I like it. A round of applause for the North Carolina fan saying the Canes are going to beat the tar out of the FSU I don't know where I was going with that. All right, I appreciate it, man. All right, moving on. Clemson.
Clemson, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be like the North Carolina Clemson game last year, but it could go either way. But I think as long as Clemson, takes care of business and beats Clemson, they're going to win the game by maybe 10 points. But I don't think it's going to get no worse than 10 points at the most.
Okay, so you've got us losing to Clemson, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on. Pitt Panthers.
Y'all are going to beat them by 14 or something. I think y'all are going to beat them.
All right. Virginia Cavaliers at Hard Rock Stadium.
That's a confusing game. Virginia's just a confusing team. I think y'all are going to win this game.
They lose Bryce Perkins, the quarterback who led the team in rushing yards last season.
Yeah, that's a big no-no for Virginia. I think y'all are going to win this game.
All right. NC State Wolfpack.
Y'all are going to whoop them. I hope y'all do too. They're our rivals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point. All right. Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I think y'all can beat them by 30 or something like we did.
All right. Georgia Tech, a team that we lost to last season.
Y'all are going to beat them. I think y'all are going to come back mad at them, beat them by 10 points or more.
So we're sitting right now at 8-1. Wake Forest at Wake Forest.
Wait, did I miss Virginia Tech?
We already went through Virginia Tech. Yep, we did Virginia Tech, then Georgia Tech, and then now at Wake Forest.
Okay. For Wake Forest, I think y'all are gonna win.
All right, and then final game of the season. We know what's coming up next. Go ahead and hit me with it. North Carolina at Hard Rock Stadium. From a North Carolina fan point of view here, what are you thinking? You probably know more about North Carolina than I do.
Whatever said about locked doors.
Hello? We'll never know, guys. He's back. All right, the North Carolina fan. Let's hear it.
It's going to be a close game either way. I mean, I'm going to do my best not to be biased. It's going to be a very close game.
Okay.
I think it could go into 2 overtimes if it goes into overtime. But it's at Hard Rock. It's going to be a difficult game for North Carolina to win, especially if both teams are like on the brink of winning of being top 2 in the ACC, and this is the deciding game. It's going to be a real nail biter. But I think UNC, if it comes down to kicking or something like that, I think UNC is going to win. But if it comes down to one play to where it's like North Carolina doing some kind of rush, I think Miami would win. But I think overall, I think UNC has the better chance to win this game. But I wouldn't be surprised if Miami won.
Okay, so you're potentially leaning towards 10-1 or 9-2 for Miami, with definitely a loss to Clemson and potentially on the fence with the North Carolina game. Could go either way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and that's an outside perspective. That's from a North Carolina fan. Unbiased opinion when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes. It's all right, my friend. I appreciate you calling in and giving your prediction.
All right, you too.
All right, have a good night, man. All right, so that's another. I'm gonna chalk that up as 9-2, 9-2, because I'm guessing that he's probably gonna in the end lean towards a North Carolina victory there. So 9-2 is definitely the most popular prediction on the night.
On the side of your helmet.
Miami versus Clemson in the ACC Championship, or Miami versus Notre Dame. Which one? Who you rather?
We're going to play Would You Rather. Which one? Hurricane T2Y. Thank you for the $4.99, bro. You didn't have to do that. Thank you for the love, man. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. My opinion could potentially change here depending on what happens game 4, right? Is this a scenario where it's a rematch? Does Miami lose to Clemson week 4 and then we're facing them again in a rematch in the ACC championship game? Or is it a situation where Miami squeaks by and beats Clemson earlier in the season, gives them an L, Notre Dame goes undefeated, let's just create a random example here, and then Miami goes up and faces Notre Dame in the ACC championship game? Well. Are you going to accept that answer, Hurricane T2Y, if I answer both ways? If we lose to Clemson, obviously, I want a rematch. I want to see Clemson again in the ACC championship game. If we beat Clemson, game 4, whether it be, I don't care if it's we beat them by 50 points or we beat them by 1 point. We beat them by a game-winning field goal. I'm moving on, and I would be cool with taking on Notre Dame in the ACC championship. If you won't accept that, I'll just pick one or the other. I hate to be that guy that rides the fence because I do it pretty often. I do. I'm going to be straight up. A lot of times I'm kind of 50-50, leaning one way or the other. But, man, if we lose to Clemson, I want that rematch. Hands down. Notre Dame is overhyped. What is Notre Dame's, what is their schedule? Let me look at it this year. I've got the phone line paused for just a moment, guys, so give me just a second. Let me see what they ended up with. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, let's take a look at this. I'm guessing this is accurate because, yeah, definitely accurate. Okay, so we're looking at Duke week 1, USF, Wake Forest, Florida State. They're going to be playing Clemson. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. Louisville, FSU. They've got North Carolina on the schedule as well. Georgia Tech.
To where to you on the side of your helmet.
I'm going to keep riding the fence, bro. I can't. If we drop that game to Clemson, I want a rematch. Otherwise, even if we squeak by, I want Notre Dame. I want to beat them into the ground and show them that, yes, indeed, it was not a fluke the last time we beat them. They are overhyped. Listen, let me take this next phone call. You're going to get me worked up, Hurricane T2Y. I appreciate the support, man. And K999, thank you for the $2.99, bro. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
Hey, this is Mike from Charleston, South Carolina.
Mike, how are you tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. First off, I just want to say I appreciate your show. I love it. I love your channel as well. But I do have to ask you this. On what planet is any Miami Hurricane even thinking that we have a shot to beat Clemson? Seriously, please explain to me how a team that's gone 13-13 the past 2 years, lose our best defensive player, and yes, getting Derek King is huge. But seriously, how can anybody think that we even have a shot against Clemson?
I think, and I'm going out on a limb here, and this may not be accurate. So anybody, please feel free to answer him down in the comment section. Let's see what people think. I think some of it could potentially actually even be just, and this is going to sound so backwards, I know. Some of it, in my opinion, based on from talking to other people, could even be some of the uncertainty that comes with the 2020 season, because like this is at Clemson. Fans shouldn't be a factor or should be limited. And then also the fact that there's just so many things going on with 2020 that we don't know who's going to be put. Now, that again affects us as well. So we don't know if players might be quarantined or this or that, and vice versa for Clemson and whatnot. So I think maybe that plays a little bit of a part. Overall, a lot of Miami fans are putting it down as a loss, myself included. So I don't have an answer for why I would think that, because I'm putting it down as a loss. But I see where you're coming from. So you're definitely saying there's no way it's happening, right?
Dude, we could play them in the old Orange Bowl, and they are still beating that ass. Come on, dude. I mean, look at the program that Dabo's put together the last couple of years. And I grew up hating Clemson. So if anybody wants to think I'm like some closet Clemson fan, no. I actually
No,
went
I'm not
to a
thinking
game
that.
in Clemson about – no, I know. But, a lot of Miami fans, they're, oh, But I actually went to the Clemson game back in about 10 years ago, the one we won in like triple overtime. It's one of the greatest games I've ever been to, double or triple overtime. But they've got the number one pick at quarterback. Travis Etienne he should probably the best running back in the country. They are completely loaded on the roster. And even with freaking Rousseau, we're not going to come even close to beating them. I don't care whether the game – and, oh, by the way, I was at the Clemson, the AC championship game, and I had to leave before we even before we even kicked the field goal. I had already left after that complete embarrassment. And we had a way better team 3 years ago than we have now. And Clemson is actually better now than they were then, probably. It just boggles my mind how any Miami fan, because there's plenty of them out there. I'm on a lot of different Miami boards, and they literally think that we have a shot to beat them. It's just I don't get it, man. And I tell you another game that everyone seems like they're just like putting it down for a win is at Louisville. We've traveled there twice and gotten blown out both times with, again, way better teams than we're going to have this year. So, and look at the offense they're going to have this year. It's going to be absurd. Yes, their defense was atrocious last year, but Satterfield is a phenomenal coach. He's a hell of a lot better than Manny Diaz is. That's for sure. That's not even a question of what he's accomplished as a head coach. Granted, Manny's only had 1 year, but that year was pretty pathetic. Let's be honest.
So I'm curious to see. It sounds like you're putting down a loss, definitely, of course, to Clemson, potentially to Louisville. Would you mind giving?
No, that is going to be. I do believe that will be a loss. I mean, the second game of the season, having to travel to Louisville again. I've seen. We've actually played them 3 times. I think we've gone to Louisville twice, lost. Unfortunately, I went to the bowl game in Orlando where Teddy Bridgewater and them lit us up again. We had a way better team in that game, got destroyed, but no, I got that as a loss. We're going to beat Florida State. We absolutely own them. That's not even a question.
I was going to say, I'd be curious to know your season prediction if you're willing to do so.
Well, no, I think 8-3 is probably about as far as I'm willing to go. I mean, I've been to Blacksburg many a times, come away with losses. That game's, in my book, that's a loss. I mean, and I hate them more than probably any team on our schedule, including Florida State. I absolutely want
to go to a game there, and everyone tells me that I'm wrong. I do not want to go to a game in Blacksburg.
Well, I mean, if you want to go see like the ugliest women on any college campus you'll ever go to, they've got like a cow, a pasture right across the stadium. It smells like freaking cow shit.
Can you smell the poo-poo? You can?
They jingle.
Oh, boy.
Dude, absolutely, dude. There's stupid little keys they jingle. The hokey pokey. It's just, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. And if we lose, they will. I mean, they are all over you, man. I almost actually got in a fight one of the times I went there because I mean they talking smack, dude.
Well, see, that's the only way I was gonna make a trip to Blacksburg is if I had an agreement that several fans from the channel were gonna go as well and just be bodyguards, basically. Then I'll go. Otherwise, I don't know how.
Yeah, you definitely need to sit in the Miami section. That's for sure. I will tell you though, I was at the game in 2000, that last game of the season that we had to win. We were going to the Rose Bowl. And that is definitely one of the greatest freaking, games that I've ever been to. I mean, I'd gone before the game, bought a dozen roses from the grocery store, handed them out to people after the game, talking with some of the players and some of the parents after the game, man. That was a beautiful thing, man. But back to the point, man, about the season, man, I just can't, again, the quarterback position is a huge upgrade with Garrett King. He's probably the best quarterback we've had since Ken Dorsey. But there's just Manny Diaz has not proven anything to me at all as a head coach. And this is one of the hardest schedules that we've had in years. We've had just cream puff schedule the last several years, and we've gone 6-7 and 7-6. I just people are going to be in for a rude awakening. These 10-2 or 11-1 people, it's just I don't get it. I don't understand where the optimism is. If you follow this team and this program at all, this is not 2001. It's 2000 or 2020 rather, and this program hasn't done jack shit in 15 years.
But see, that's what I'm looking for, because I know there are going to be a lot of people. There are going to be some that agree with you, and probably more that disagree with you. Let's just be honest. You already know that. You knew that when you called in. I'm looking for people to call in with whatever their opinion is, regardless, whether it be a good season, a bad season, whatever it is. So I have a ton of respect, honestly, for you being willing to call in and say these things and speak your opinion on it.
Well, look, Coop, I hope that I am wrong. I have been following this program for about 30 plus years. You know what I mean? Ever since the mid to late 80s. And I am a diehard Canes fan. I've never lived in the state of Florida, but I mean, I have seen them play so many times over the years and all over the country. But I mean, it's been 15 years, man. Yes, 2017 was great, but then we completely, crapped the bed, 3 losses in a row. Besides that one 10-game stretch, we literally have not done anything as a program in 15 years. And people still just predict every single season, undefeated, national champions. That the national champions, I mean, at least give Manny a couple years, you know what I mean, to get this program and get the recruits in to where hopefully he can do maybe what Dabo did at Clemson. I'm skeptical. He hasn't shown me anything as a head coach. He can recruit, but can he coach? So, I mean, when that'll be determined here in the next couple of years. I pray to God I'm wrong. I would love for all you guys that think we're going to go undefeated to be right, but I just don't see it, man. I really don't.
All right. Well, I appreciate you again calling in, giving your opinion, leaning towards again around 8-3 or so. So I appreciate it, man.
All right, Coop. Take care, brother.
Have a good night. And that's where we talk about it, guys. Listen, I have so much respect for that. And again, I'm going to tell you why. Because he knows that that's an unpopular opinion, but he's willing to call in and give it anyways because that's what his opinion is. And that's how he feels about it. And he's passionate about it. And he says, I don't want it to be this. If you're a Miami fan, you want to go undefeated. Obviously, that's what we want if you're a Miami fan. But he said, this is what I'm feeling, and he called in anyways. So hats off to you, my friend, and a ton of respect. Seriously. Because, again, same thing. I want to go undefeated, of course. But you saw my prediction of 9-2 or 8-3 with losses to Clemson, Virginia Tech, and potentially North Carolina. And, again, a lot of people don't agree with that, and they don't like it. Again, that's okay. But let me take a look at the chat for just a second for anything that I've missed. Young Jedi Kane says he tripping. You were gonna call in, right, Young Jedi Kane? And Ryan, what's your area code? I'm not trying to ignore your calls or anything, bro. It's just a lot of times when multiple people call in at the same time, it just throws whoever right in front. That's all. Bergie says, but we beat them 52-27 last year, so there's that. Talking about Louisville. Let's see. Dennis. Wait, Dennis, are you saying we beat Clemson or Clemson beats us? We're going to walk down the ramp. Oh, Dennis says we're going to beat Clemson's booty? All right. Let's see. Greg says, hate Notre Dame. There's no other team in the country that sickens me more than them. Let's go, Greg. I like that mentality, man. Overhyped. I don't want to hear anything else. Let's see. Bergie says, well, I'm from planet Earth last time I checked, and I think there's a shot because the game hasn't happened yet. Again, good point. Travis, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Young Jedi Kane, what's your area code? 678. All right, bro. Call in. I got you. They want to hear what you've got to say. Again, I'll say it one more time. Not that we need disclaimers, but just keep in mind that this season is very different than any other football season we've ever had. You can look at that in some good ways and some bad ways. Again, we don't know what the impact is going to be with no fans or limited fans. We don't know what the impact is going to be if kids end up having to quarantine. Could be star players. It's not just second and third string guys. It could be first string starters. Stars. They could end up having to quarantine throughout the season. Coaches might have to quarantine throughout the season. It's very unique circumstances with the 2020 season. Does that mean that if we even have a national championship, number one, do we even have one? Number two, does that put an asterisk beside it? Whoever wins the national championship this season, if the Big Ten and Pac-12 end up not competing, is there just a big asterisk beside it? Does it even really count? Let me know. Let me know. I'm reading it. Even if I'm not reading it out loud, I'm reading your messages. I promise you. Young Jedi Kane is calling in. Let's see what he's got to say. Young Jedi Kane in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up?
How are you tonight?
Well, this how I feel. I feel like we're going to go 10-1, and I feel like we're going to get blown out by Clemson. I really think we don't got a chance. I don't know. I just think we don't got a chance. But, like, I feel like, all right, so this is going to happen. I feel like our first game, we're going to blow them out. They trash. Then we're going to blow out Louisville. Then it's going to be a close game with Florida State, I feel like. We should blow them out, but it's Florida State. And then I mean,
real talk, it's a rivalry game. So I talk a lot of smack. In my video, I was like, "Oh, mark it off. It's a dub. Moving on." But in all seriousness, they're gonna play us harder than probably they play any other team that they play this season. It's gonna be probably a close game, at least for a couple of quarters for sure.
And then, like, I feel like when we play Clemson, we're going to get blown out. But I feel like it's going to be for the good because I feel like the team, they're going to mature and it's going to be business for the rest of the season and we're going to beat everybody else. I don't know why people saying we're going to lose to North Carolina. I feel like they're very overrated. Like, we're a way better team than them. They're just not that good in my opinion. I feel like they were really lucky. They were lucky last year that they beat us. So I just feel like we should really only lose to Clemson. And I feel like when we go to the ACC championship, if there is one, I feel like we're going to lose to Clemson again. But
okay. Oh, man, that's rough. That hurt. That hits me right in the feels to hear that, man. To set up for a rematch against the Clemson Tigers and then to take 2 L's in the same season, that would be rough. That'd be really rough, man.
But I feel like it'll be a closer game, though. But, like, the first game we play Clemson, I think our team, they're going to go in. They're going to go in thinking it's going to be – they're going to take it serious, but they ain't going to take it very serious. I feel like we're going to get whooped. Like Clemson, they're a very good team. But every other team, I don't see Virginia beating us, the Virginia Cavaliers, because I feel like Armstrong ain't really that good in my opinion. I feel like –
yeah, I'm with you on that. I think we handle business against Virginia for sure, and that's at Hard Rock Stadium as well.
Yeah, I feel like Virginia Tech is gonna be a close game, but I feel like we gonna pull out of that one. I really don't see us losing to Virginia Tech, and we definitely not losing to Georgia Tech. If we lose to Georgia Tech again, I ain't gonna know what I'm gonna do. Oh man,
we got more serious problems if we drop another game to Georgia Tech for sure.
Yeah, but I feel
like
Young
Jedi Kane coming out with 10-1. With a blowout, you said blowout loss to Clemson, right? Game number 4. And then setting it up for a potential rematch against Clemson in the ACC championship game. And if that's the case, Miami taking another L to the Tigers.
I feel like it's going to be like 38-35. I feel like we gonna have a little chance, but it's Clemson. But hey, I feel like this is going to be a start to, like, different years to come. I feel like this is going to be the changing point in the Miami Hurricanes, universe. Because, like, when I was born, I really never seen Miami win, but I always been a fan. Like, because my grandpa, he been a fan and stuff. So, my dad a fan. I came out the womb a fan.
If you don't mind me asking, what year were you born?
2006.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So you have witnessed a lot of bad times as a Miami Hurricanes fan. Ouch.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't think about that. We're coming up on having some Miami fans that have never. Man, that just kind of hit me. That's rough, man.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate the enthusiasm and I like the positivity though. Given everything that you've seen as a Miami Hurricanes fan, and then to be enthusiastic and once again, as I said, very positive. I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, but then it's another thing, like the guy that called and was saying like about the Clemson thing. I feel like he kind of is right. Like I have very high hopes, but Miami can really come in this season and really go like 7-6, because that's what they be doing. But
yeah,
I got us going 10-1. We should go 10-1. We should go 10-1 with all the talent and stuff. We should go 10-1.
Yep. As you said, I noticed kind of you're putting some emphasis on should, because that's the case for us year after year for the most part. It should. We should do this.
Yeah.
We should have this record. It just usually doesn't go our way most of the time. Young Jedi Kane, I appreciate you calling in, bro, giving your opinion. 10-1.
All right.
Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Have a good one. Young Jedi Kane in the building. You guys know who he is. A very popular caller. People really enjoy when Young Jedi Kane calls in. I'm going to plug it one more time. I know that I've already done it a couple of times, but you guys can see the new merch did launch. It's over there on the side of the screen. I linked it down in the chat. You can click the link to take you over there and check it out if you want to. Pressure-free environment. No obligation. I'm just putting it out there in case you missed it. If you want to wear the Fireman County drip, just letting you know. All right. Caden, absolutely. Yeah, the phone number is in the top left-hand corner of the screen. We'll take a couple more calls. If you guys want to get them in, you've got an opportunity here to let me know what you think the final record will be for the 2020 season. Again, very unique circumstances, but it's still an opportunity for you to come back and say, I told you so. I knew it. I knew this is what it was going to be. So let's see. James, it's good to see you in here, bro. What's going on? Who we got on the line? And we lost him. All right, next one up. Next one up. Yeah, you can call in, Lisa. Let's see. 10-1, like Jit said. ACC championship game, we make it more tight against Clemson. So you've got us, though, making it to the ACC championship game and then taking another L. Kind of same prediction as Young Jedi Kane, right? Am I reading that right? What's going on? Who we got on the line?
We got Noel. You don't probably know me, but I was a fan since 2017.
Okay.
I called before. Like I called for the Wisconsin game in New York, if you remember that.
All right. Heck yeah. So are you calling to give your season prediction?
Yeah. I just wanted to let you know that. But I think it's going to be an easy year. Easy. We're going to lose definitely to Clemson. The dog fights are going to definitely be probably Florida State or Virginia Tech. Those are the two games I'm most worried about, besides Clemson, But we're good in dog fights, so I think we're gonna go 10-1, and we're gonna win the ACC championship. And we're gonna win the ACC championship.
Okay, now are you thinking, because you're saying the loss to Clemson, so you're thinking 10-1, and then are you thinking rematch against Clemson in the ACC championship game?
Yeah.
Okay, so rematch, but we get the dub the second time around.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, I wouldn't be complaining with that. I wouldn't be mad taking an early loss to Clemson. We learn from it.
Yeah.
We build some more chemistry and momentum through the rest of the season, and then face them again and take them down. I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah. But I don't want to go against Clemson in the ACC championship. I want to go against Notre Dame. I want to go against Notre Dame. I want to whoop their ass. I hate those Domers.
Oh, as do many of us, my friend.
I want to pummel them. I literally want to go 52-0 or something like that.
Hey, listen. I like the enthusiasm, all right?
All right. Love you.
But hey, thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate it. So another caller, not a fan of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I like it. I like it. So Travis wants to call in. Travis, what was your area code you said? 561. Give me a shout, Travis. 561. Let's get you in here. We're going to go kind of through a lightning round here. We're coming up on about an hour and 40 minutes into the stream. Let's see if we can get a couple more callers in, kind of back to back to back, give a quick prediction, and then just a little short breakdown if you'd like to. And let's get a couple more in here to wrap it up for the night. 561, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Travis. William, what's your area code? Let's get you in here. Drop your area code so I can see what it is. I know that it's one of you that's trying hard to get in, and I'll get you in here. Caden's calling from a 407. Last opportunity, guys. Last few minutes. Get your predictions in here. $863 for Phoenix. All right, I got you, bro. All right, 4 and 407 for Caden. Okay, William 757. All right, I got you guys down. Let's get it. Let's get it. Last season predictions coming through. If you don't make it in on the phone, please drop it in the live chat. We'll see what you think about the 2020 season. Glenn says, will there even be a season? I predicted it gets canceled at some point altogether. I'm going to be honest, Glenn, there is a possibility that could happen. 100%. As much as I don't want to say it, it could very well happen. All it would take is several teams getting, I guess, clusters, so to say. Is that what they call it? I don't even know. Of positive cases and coaches and refs and things like that, and it could get bad real quick. So I don't know. I'm looking for Travis. 561. Hit me up, Travis. James says, I really don't like Notre Dame, but are there other teams we may want to slap down? We took down the Leprechauns already. That's true. I'm looking for you, Travis. 561. I'll accept the next one, and then Travis, I'll try to hold the spot for you if I can. I'll try to get as many people in here as possible. The last opportunity. Give me a call one more time, guys. It says unavailable. Keep trying. It's probably multiple people calling in, AJ. Probably multiple people calling in. I was trying to hold the line for Travis. Come on, hit me up, bro. And I do want to say, as we've got some people hitting the door, because I know it's getting late, I appreciate you guys tuning in for the first phone call stream back getting into the 2020 season. I can't wait to do a ton more of these. I can't flip and wait. Football is so close. Bergie says, I hijacked the lines. Bergie, I don't know what happened. I'm looking for him, and I'm just not seeing it. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
What's good, Coop? This is AJ man.
AJ, you got through, man.
Yeah, I had to call a couple of times. I don't know what was going on. But
yeah, I think it's just multiple people calling in.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
so I'm
let's hear it, man.
From a UNC fan perspective, I just feel like Miami, just because of the straight talent that y'all got, with the new offensive coordinator, I feel like Miami's gonna shock some people, really. I have y'all going 10-1.
10-1. Now I have a good guess potentially at who that one loss is to, but I don't want to steal your thunder. So, who we losing to?
I think y'all lose to Louisville. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Okay, I'm surprised.
Yeah, coming from a UNC fan, I think y'all opened the season strong, and then you lose to Louisville, and then everyone is like, wait, what was all the hype about Miami? Like, come on, now they can't even beat Louisville. And then they just slowly just start improving every game. And this, I know y'all lost Gregory Rousseau, but Quincy Roche is a player. Like, we wanted him at UNC. We didn't have, like, a scholarship available. He is a player.
So, interesting take. You're the first one, I believe, to give a loss to Louisville. Maybe might have been one other person that said that. Actually, there might have been one other person that said that. And then definitely one of the first people to give Miami a win over Clemson, game number 4 of the season.
Yeah. I mean, if you just historically look at it, all in Clemson's reign, there has been one game every year where they slipped up or they almost slipped up and they pulled it out at the end. And I think that's going to be the Miami game this year. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. If you guys go to the ACC championship game, that second time against Clemson, they are not going to mess around. They are going to stomp Miami, in my opinion, the second game in the ACC championship. But I think y'all make it to the ACC championship. I think North Carolina maybe has a chance. If we beat Notre Dame, that UNC-Miami game is going to be crazy. Hopefully by December, like, COVID is a little bit lower, so y'all can maybe have, like, 50% capacity. Even with that, that would be insane. I'm going to see if I can make it down. That would be crazy. But
so
yeah,
an interesting take. A little bit opposite of most Miami fans. Most Miami fans have a loss game 4 to Clemson and then setting up a rematch where we either play a tighter game or still lose is what most Miami fans have. You have an early win against them, game 4, and then Clemson beats our booty in the ACC championship game. All right.
Yeah. And also with North Carolina, like, I'm a UNC fan. I just don't think the depth is there. In a regular season, maybe, but I mean in 2020 with COVID and stuff, if we, Mac Brown recently said we only have 6 offensive linemen that we think are good to go in a game. So that means if 2 of them in the position group test positive, we have to play someone that we're not comfortable playing.
Yep.
That
that's
is
where,
not
again,
a good sign at all.
That makes this 2020 season, as messed up as it already is, very unique because we don't know when you factor that in plus injuries, we don't know who in the world is going to be taking the field. Miami versus North Carolina, last game of the season. There's no telling.
Exactly. And like, I feel like on the trajectory that both North Carolina and Miami are in, it's just like maybe in like 2021, 2022, it's like to the point where we have so many blue chippers on the team that it's like if the first guy goes down, it's all good. Like the next guy is someone who's just as good. But I know at least at North Carolina, we do not have that yet on the offensive line or the defensive line. Our quarterback group and like wide receivers is pretty nice, but besides that, like we're gonna get killed in the trenches, I feel like.
Okay, I mean that's a North Carolina fan being honest about his team, but also calling in and repping his squad on a Miami Hurricanes channel. So I've got a lot of respect for that, man.
Oh, also the new setup is amazing. I mean, I know you were saying last year you're like we're gonna shut down the streams for a little bit, but like next season when it comes up, everything's gonna be great. And I hope you got like you found out how to get like the quarters and stuff on the live streams.
I think so.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think so. I'm actually doing some final testing and stuff this week. So that's where I put it out there. I don't want to spoil too much, but there are more surprises in store for the 2020 season. I want this to be like the go-to place for Miami Hurricanes fans to just enjoy themselves this season. So that's kind of the idea. So I appreciate the kind words, man.
All right. See you.
All right, appreciate you calling in.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. All right, so that's the second North Carolina fan calling in tonight, giving their prediction. He has Miami 10-1 with a loss to Louisville, setting up a rematch against Clemson after we beat them early in the season, and then they beat us in the ACC championship game. I like getting opinions from outside, from opposing teams' fans, right? Sometimes, as Miami fans, our opinion can be a little biased, myself included, you know. And it's cool to see fans of opposing teams here on the Coach Coop YouTube channel. I love that. Bargy says, not losing to Louisville. Ain't happening. Let's see. Last opportunity to call in, guys. I'm going to grab one or two more people. Dante, what's going on? I'm so sick of hearing people forfeit to Clemson. We're going to see, Dante. We're going to see. What's going on, David? It's good to see you in here, man. Jared, last opportunity, guys, to call in. Get your season prediction in here. Caned up. What's up, bro? Last opportunity. We're going to be live for like 5-10 more minutes. Call in, give you a prediction. Right there in the corner. 865, right above Manny's head. 865-229-4131. You can call in. Yep, just call in. Pick up your phone. Call that number. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
Hey, it's William.
William, what's going on, man? You got through.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, William.
All right. I got us going 9-2.
9-2. So still definitely the most popular prediction on the night. But what I'm interested to see here is where those 2 losses come from.
All right. I got us losing to Clemson.
Okay.
And I'm agreeing with everybody that I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting blown out. I mean, we're not talking 62 to 0. We're putting some points on the board. We're making it a game at least for several quarters, or again, I think that we mount some kind of comeback and it just comes up a little short. But definitely a closer game than what some expect.
I definitely agree. And I'm thinking our second loss could be a surprise to Virginia.
Okay. I thought you were about to say Georgia Tech. I was waiting for it.
Oh,
okay.
No.
So to Virginia.
Just thinking about that. I think they're going to be coming after us this year.
Okay. So another.
But I have us beating North Carolina and going to the ACC championship, and we will lose that one as well.
Okay, so you've got the. I mean, most are. I know it's not a given, but a lot of people are assuming and kind of already putting Clemson there. Are you thinking of potential 2 losses in one season to Clemson? Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Clemson plays Notre Dame plays UNC. So I think if we can beat North Carolina, that's going to put us in position to play Clemson again.
I know. Even more so, just honestly, all things considered, I really and truly hope and pray that we get to play out this entire season, because it's going to be interesting to see how this works, with it being the one big ACC with Notre Dame and stuff being over here. I hope so bad that we make it through the entire season so we can see how this turns out.
I do too, and I hope everybody stays healthy as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That definitely comes first. That's
all
most
teams.
important. Yeah, exactly. Because it's that situation where what good would it do us? What kind of bragging rights are we going to get if we came out, let's say Game 4, and we beat Clemson, but let's say that they don't have Trevor Lawrence because he has to quarantine?
Right.
Well, then all we're going to hear from now on is the time that we beat Clemson, but they didn't have their starting quarterback.
That's right.
So
and
hopefully
the thing for us is we didn't have like King.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully we don't run into any scenarios like that this season. Most importantly, just so everyone stays healthy. But that also does play a part as well, because then we don't get the same kind of bragging rights. So.
Yeah, I agree.
But all right, William.
And then
another 9-2.
One last thing, gotta say, I love the setup.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Again, I know it probably looks pretty simple, but there was a lot of work and effort and planning and stuff that went into it to set it up. So, and when we win, we can check this out. We can flash these lights and make them go all crazy. So we've got some stuff planned. We've got some stuff planned. All right. But hey, I appreciate you calling in, William. Have a good night, bro.
Yep, you be safe. Yep.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.
All right, 9-2 is definitely the most popular prediction for the season, for sure. I mean, that was 90% of the callers was 9-2. What's going on, Reed? How are you, man? Pittsburgh be beating good teams. I don't know. I'm not really hyped on Pitt for the 2020 season. I know it was an interesting year for them in 2019 because they only lost to Penn State by 7, and Penn State was the number 13th ranked team in the country at the time. They beat UCF by a point, but I don't know. Kenny Pickett's. What was my big deal with Pitt that I had? Because Kenny Pickett returns, their D line is going to be pretty good. We beat them last year, but it was barely. I don't know. I just ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it for Pitt. You saw the mannequin flinch. What's going on, buddy? Let's take 1 or 2 more calls and we're going to wrap it up for the night, guys. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. It's good to hear from you, man.
What's going on, Coop?
I just noticed your message. It said, anybody else realize that we don't play Duke this season? Yeah, that's a good point. I'm okay with that. I mean, not shying away from competition, but I'm okay with playing a couple of different teams to mix it up.
Yeah, I'm okay with like trying new teams, like testing out our talent, but I kind of just want to get straight into it and be real with you. I feel like we have good talent this season. I really feel like this team is different. We still have the same defense, except the fact that we lost our best linebackers. We have a really good team right now. I still have faith in our defense. Who I don't have faith in is our new defensive coordinator. I feel like Manny Diaz should take over and do what he does best. I feel like this is a whole different offense. Come on now. We're hearing good reviews on Cameron Harris, Jalen Knighton, D. Wiggins, De'Aaron King, even the backup quarterback. Come on, Tyler Van Dyke. Like it's not like we're hearing any bad reviews from sports writers. We're hearing good things. I just feel like we might be able to beat Clemson, maybe by 3 points, by field goal, whatever the case is. I feel like we can actually beat them. It's not in this game. Potentially, it's not really about the talent. It's about who has the most momentum going into this game.
Yeah, and I'm hoping honestly that with everything considered with the 2020 season, I'm hoping that doesn't hurt us too bad when it comes to picking up the offense. I know that it's player friendly. I know it's fast paced, up tempo, lots of points. The players love it. But I am hoping that, and again, that's why I'm happy that we're opening up with UAB to kind of give us an opportunity to work out some kinks and stuff, because it puts us in a weird, unique scenario this season because, of course, we're expecting an upgrade. I mean, it should definitely be an upgrade from Dan Enos' offense, right? But It's such a weird spot where, let's say if we were going up against a team that is working with the same offensive coordinator that has a senior quarterback and most of their players are returning. They've been working with the same offense for the last 3 or 4 years. They've got it down pat. It could potentially put us at a slight disadvantage, at least in our early games, as we maybe try to work out some kinks and try to make sure that everybody's on the same page and make any adjustments and whatnot. So it's kind of a unique scenario where we're getting what we hope, fingers crossed, it is and should be a huge upgrade, but it puts us in a unique scenario early in the season since we've had limited practices. We've not had as much of an opportunity to kind of get that chemistry and stuff that we would typically get in an off season since practices have been limited and whatnot this off season. So everything with this season is just weird.
Different.
I think that can kind of sum it up, and it's going to be odd for sure.
Like I can see us going into this. We're going to go into this Clemson game hyped. We're going to be mad. We're going to be furious because it's Clemson. We're sick and tired of them winning. We were embarrassed the last time we played them in the ACC championship game. I was so hyped that day, and just to only be disappointed. Manny Diaz is not the guy to be like, okay, guys, let's play this game fair. He's going to sit there and say, we're going to win this game. We better win this game. If not, there's going to be punishments at practice. Like Manny Diaz is the coach to hype up this team.
See,
The
Bodie
only
brings up a
loss,
good point, says practice is limited with all, and that is a good point. Everyone is technically in the same boat with the limited practices, but also at the same time, each team has their own unique circumstances. So with us, my point is that we have a brand new offensive coordinator, so we're implementing a new offense with the limited practices, as opposed to another team that might not be doing the same. If that makes sense, anyways.
True. Yes, it does. Maybe
So-
even the teams we go against are even having those kind of problems. Like
Yeah,
they might not even be as prepared as us. They might even have to call out plays that they didn't practice.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we should be ready because we're the Miami Hurricanes. It's time for us to break that barrier and show the world what we have. It's time for us to start bringing that talent like we are this recruiting class. It's time. I mean, there's no excuse for it. If not, Manny Diaz has to go. I hate to say it, but it's got to happen.
So I'm curious then to hear what your season prediction would be as far as record goes, because it sounds like you're saying a close game with Clemson, but you're potentially feeling a win here for Miami. So what do you think in full season prediction?
I feel like the only loss we could have is playing against Virginia Tech because it's Blacksburg. Do you know how hard it is to play there? You know they have a history there. You know, it's going to be a close game, especially for Virginia Tech because, you know, it's Virginia Tech. You know, it's hard to beat them there. You know, they have a reputation there. Virginia Tech's kind of the only team that I see us even losing against. I mean, I can see why we might even struggle against North Carolina. I can see why we're definitely going to struggle against Clemson. I don't see us losing to Florida State. That's a definite win. Like, come on, it's Florida State. No, I'm just playing. It's going to be a close game. But
all right, so you've got 10-1 with a loss to potentially Virginia Tech.
Yes.
All right, and with the dub against Clemson, not a very popular opinion. Not many Miami fans have a W for us against Clemson in game number 4.
I mean, it makes sense for us to come out swinging. You know, we're going to go out there swinging. We're not going to go out there just playing ball to play ball. We're going out there to win. We're going to have that mentality. We need to win this. It's time for us to stop being the laughing team in NCAA.
Yeah, we need to look at it as an opportunity to prove everybody wrong, considering that we didn't know in 2020 if we were going to get – the only way we were going to face Clemson potentially is if we made it to the ACC championship game. And that's assuming, of course, that they make it there as well. But I know many people are they put them as automatic most of the time, at least in today's times. So now, in the 2020 season, they're on our regular season schedule. So here's our opportunity to get to play them no matter what. Whether we make it to the ACC championship game or not, we're going to see Clemson.
I mean, it could even come down to even watching a tape from last season because it's still somewhat at the same offense. So why don't we watch the tape from what North Carolina did and somewhat duplicate what they did? Because any team is beatable. It's just how you do it. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
So I can.
All right, Phoenix, 10-1 with the loss to Virginia Tech. I like it. I like the positivity. I like the enthusiasm with the win against Clemson. I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, Coop. You have a good night.
All right, have a good one.
All right.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. I think with that, guys, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. I think we're going to call it at that. I know there are many more people that wanted to call in. Here's what I'm going to say. If you missed the opportunity to call in, hop on this VOD once it uploads. It'll probably be about 30 minutes from now on YouTube. And leave your prediction in the comment section on this. Not many people watch streams after the fact once they've uploaded. So leave your prediction in the comment section on this video once it goes up. I seriously have to just extend my thanks to you guys. The background that you see wouldn't be possible without your love and support on this channel. That's what it goes towards. It's stuff like this, upgrading the equipment, the props that are coming up for the 2020 season. I've got some wild and crazy things planned that you guys can't see that's off camera that we've got set up for that. Some technical upgrades, things that are going to be happening on the overlay and whatnot. So that's all because of you guys. thank you for the love and the support. And thanks for hanging in there this stream. While I tried, there were a lot of things when you guys were talking that you can't see that I'm trying to adjust over to the side since I've made some changes. So I was a little bit all over the place in this, as was very apparent at the beginning of the stream when I was giving my season prediction and I had the wrong prediction up on the screen. So I was a little bit distracted this stream. I'll just be straight up and honest with you guys. But definitely the most popular prediction was 9-2. That was what the majority of Canes fans are predicting, with losses to Clemson, and then that second loss is just all over the place. Kind of a surprise loss, kind of how I was saying. I've got Virginia Tech. Not many people agree with that one. A few people do. But we'll see. I'll say it one more time. The disclaimer for me and mostly for other YouTubers as well. Cut these guys some slack, because 2020, we're just going to have to roll with it. We got to roll with the punches. Every single week, it's going to be an evolving situation that's going to potentially continue to change as we deal with COVID-19. Limited fans or no fans, and just all sorts of craziness. Let's be happy that hopefully we get a full college football season and that we can play it out, and that these guys get an opportunity to step out and play, right? Have a good night, Phoenix. I appreciate you calling in, man. Dante says UNC played Clemson close. You're right. 1 point victory for Clemson there. So they are beatable. They're not invincible, right? We could take them out. It's very possible. Thank you guys for all the love and the support tonight. Yeah, we're wrapping up. Man. It's good to see you in here, though, Chris. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you guys for all the love, once again, that you showed me tonight. I need to think what we can say for the outro. What can we put for the outro tonight? I got to say, Greg Bush, thank you for top dono on tonight. The big $10. Kane, 999. Appreciate the love. Hurricane T2 Wide. South Georgia Kane. Eric, Norman, A. Burgos, Rod G, and Hurricane Logan becoming a member. And who else? Somebody else stepped up and became a member tonight. Who the heck was it? Who was it? South Georgia Kane. South Georgia Kane becoming a member. I appreciate that, man. So we got big things coming up. All right, thank you, Bergie. So tonight, wrapping it up for the outro. What are we gonna say? We do it all the time, but why the heck not? Give me a big go, Canes. It only counts if it's in all caps. All right? All capital letters. Go, Canes. It's almost here, guys. It's almost time. I love you guys. I'll see you real soon, all right? Peace out.